Before food, food for thought with Nikolov. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry to keep you from your lunch. I know how hard this is. Today, I'm going to talk to you about technology, and this is one of my favorite topics. It has been fascinating me since I was a kid. First of all, my name is Tenko Nikolov, and I'm the CEO of SiteGround. And this is the third time I'm on this stage, so thank you, DigitalK, for inviting me again. So going forward, just a few words about SiteGround. We are one of the largest privately owned web hosting companies in the world. We host more than 1.5 million domain names, and we have more than 500 employees, most of which are here in Bulgaria, to be honest. And just a few words about what we've done. We were founded in a dorm room here in Bulgaria almost 15 years ago, 14 years ago. We are one of the only 3 companies officially recommended by WordPress, which powers, as some of you might know, 1/3 of the internet. And for the past 3 years, we've been voted the best employer in Bulgaria. So, slide doesn't change. So I'm going to play you a short voiceover. Some of you might have heard before, and then I'm going to continue. Hopefully it has sound.
Hello?
Hello, what's up, man?
Hey, I wanted to know what are your hours for today?
10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m.
Okay, got it. Thank you for your time.
No problem, sir. Bye.
So that was it. Some of you probably heard it. This is a new service by Google called Duplex. And I don't know if you believe it or not, but one of those voices was not human. It was a machine trying to understand what the opening hours for a restaurant was. And as much as this is fascinating, it's a bit scary too. I read a lot of comments on the internet, and people were complaining that people would start losing their jobs, and that technology is going to be taking the jobs for a lot of humans in the near future. And to be honest, this is a discussion that I've had before. 2 years or maybe 3 years ago at a company event, me and my partner, we presented to our employees that we're going to hire a bunch of very, very smart people and start building our own AI engine that was going to start doing support. And as a company, support is probably 70% of what we do. We have to support our clients in various tasks, and it accounts for a lot of our employees. So naturally, a lot of the people that work for us were kind of distressed because of the fact that we're going to start doing automatically what their daily job was. So after that talk, me and my partner, we had a lot of conversations with a lot of our guys, trying to calm them down that nothing like this is going to happen, that AI is actually going to help everybody rather than to take anybody's job. So I'm going to try to today give you just a few examples why I don't think, for the time being, AI can replace humans. Like, although a lot of people think it could, and although we've all watched Star Wars and we've all dreamed of the time that we have a C-3PO at home that talks to us and does various tasks that he's asked, I think we're still quite very far away from that, probably at least 20, maybe 30 years away from that, if not more. So I think AI is good at solving just one task for the time being. So it's good at solving just the task it has been designed for. It's not good for solving complex problems or problems that have like multiple verticals on them. And on top of that, AI still needs very bright humans to be created, and in bulk. A lot of bright humans to be created, and the same bright humans to be maintained for the time being. So I think we're still not here to be replaced by computers. But does that mean that our work is changing? Yeah, I think so. I think AI is here to help us to help our work to be less mundane, to help us not do the tasks that repeat every day, rather than to be better at our jobs, to do something more creative. So I've tried to give a few examples from the technology that we've built in our company that helps us solve different kind of problems, and to show you how this is going to change our future and hopefully the future for every technology company out there. So the first thing that I want to show you is, not really show you, but talk about, is technology that we built almost 10 years ago. It was a server automation system, a monitoring system that we built in late 2007 and 2008. At this time, AI was not really popular, so our engineers didn't really call it AI back then. But in its essence, we all agree today that it was like an early beta stage of AI, machine learning system. That was, at the time, we already had thousands of servers. And we had the large problem of keeping those servers alive. They were dying at an enormous rate, and some of them were dying because of hardware problems, but most of them were dying because software issues. And it was very, very hard to predict when this was going to happen. It was kind of impossible. And we had a lot of humans, a lot of very smart human system administrators watch over those servers all the time, 24/7, just trying to prevent them from crashing. So we decided that this is not the clever way to go about it, and maybe the better way to go about it would be to create a system that actually knows, that can predict when this event will occur, and try to do something about it. It took us some time. It took us, I think, more than 6 months to build a system that can actually watch all of our server equipment, and we feed it all the data that we have, so that the system knows what has happened before, and based on previous examples, to do predictive analysis and try to kind of disable the servers that are going to overload and crash. And in the end, we succeeded doing that. And I think this is a big part of the success we have right now, is because our service is so stable, and our service is so stable because of that and things like that we've built. So did we end up firing anybody because of it? No, hell no. So what happened was, people that were actually doing that were no longer doing that. Sysadmins had more time to do more meaningful stuff. Rather than to log into a server and execute a command to calm it down, they had more time to do more intelligent stuff now. So they were automating more stuff. They were doing more stuff that was better for them and for their jobs. So in the end, we had more sysadmins that were happier rather than people that lost their job. Another example that I want to talk about is, this was just a few years ago, probably 4 years ago. We, as pretty much as any other cloud hosting company out there, we had problem with the thing called botnets. Has anybody heard what a botnet is? Just a few people. Okay, I'll try to explain it in a brief. So a botnet is a compromised network of computers that a hacker uses to attack, it doesn't really mean what, websites, steal passwords, or anything else. So we've had this problem with a lot of botnets trying to hack our clients' websites, and this has been happening for a long time now, and it has been happening all the time. So basically, those botnets would either steal the passwords for the websites or hack them through known or unknown vulnerabilities. And it was really hard for us, or for any human that there is, to differentiate a bot attack from legitimate human traffic. So it's hard for me to say this is bot rather than this is you coming to this website. And we thought, what if we combine all the data that we have on all our servers about the visits on our websites and try to do, with machine learning, we try to identify patterns that the bots actually use, and in real time to disable just the bot access to all our servers rather than to have humans trying to do this on case-by-case basis. So we did. It took us like 6 months to do that, but we did combine all the data, we did the predictive analysis, and in the end, we're blocking, I think, a few million bot requests per day. But this kind of made our clients happier because they didn't have their website hacked anymore. And it made our sysadmins happier again because they didn't have to deal with it. And it made our support engineers happier because they didn't have to explain to customers anymore why their website has been hacked. So it's basically a win-win situation. And again, no humans were fired because of that. It's just the work the humans did became better, became more meaningful. And then the last example I'm going to give you is by far my favorite one. So for the longest time, the management of our company, we've wanted to create an AI that can actually interact with our customers. The modern term for that is a chatbot. So we've wanted to create a chatbot, and 2 years ago we started doing that. We started small. First of all, because Google had a service called Search for Sites that a year ago or 2 years ago they kind of disabled. It's no longer there. So we started small. We started by creating our own keyword search that was based on all the articles that we had, and we used deep learning for our AI to kind of go through those articles, and our customers were now able to type keywords and get the article they're looking for. And the problem with that was it was solving some people's problems, but most of the people that we had as clients, they wanted to chat. They didn't want to ask a few keywords in a type box and get a result as a web page. They wanted to chat. So we thought, what if we do a natural question search so that you no longer have to use keywords. You can like write down your exact question, a more elaborate question. This kind of made more customers find their question this way, but the problem persisted. People still wanted to chat. People still wanted to. So what if they wanted to know what their DNS setting was? They wanted like the exact answer. They didn't want an article that is sending them to another page that would show them what their DNS record was. So in the end, we settled with trying to create a bot and learn it how to chat. And that was very challenging. It is still actually very challenging. We're still not quite there, although we're very close to that. But to every smart person in the AI industry that I've talked to, it seems that the problem that we have is real, and it seems that our domain is very difficult to create a chatbot to understand. Luckily for us, we have a huge database with past issues that we can feed to any bot and try to learn it from there. So that's something that you can't create from scratch. So we have 15 years of experience of doing this, and we used all of it to train a bot. And we failed. We failed a lot. I'm going to show you just a few examples of how we failed. But this is how typically a person asks for his DNS settings when he goes to one of our operators. As you can see, he greets, he declares his intention to find what his DNS settings are, and says that he doesn't find them anywhere. So we build our bot, we feed him with like hundreds of thousands of those. So he now understood how a real person would ask that question. Then we found a real person and made him ask the bot. And guess what happened? The question was really different. Because the person knew he was talking to a bot, now the question was no greeting, no anything else. It was, what are my DNS settings? And a stupid bot didn't understand that. It just didn't. I mean, we didn't train him to understand the basic question. We trained him to understand humans. And that was no longer the case because the human knew he was interacting with a bot. So we tried again. We tried to translate those questions into like all those like very elaborate questions. We tried to translate them into like bot-like questions. And we failed again. Because now the user asks, why is my WordPress not working? and the bot says, here is your WordPress URL. And frustrated, the customer says, hey, if you don't help me, I'm going to cancel. And the bot says, well, if you want to cancel, go here. That is not very polite, right? So we learned a lot. We learned that we have to make our bot more humble. We learned that it has to, whenever he doesn't know the answer, maybe it's better to send the person to an operator. Maybe it's better not to have him cancel his account the first time he's asked to. So we're still doing a lot to make this work. We're still not quite there yet. But the 2 years of doing this AI thing and this chatbot has kind of showed me that we can only solve a number of issues here. And we need a very large team of very bright people to create it, as I stated earlier. And even larger team to maintain that, because it's not only the AI team that kind of maintains the bot, it's also the support team who feeds the database. And maybe sometime in the future, it will be able to answer 5% of the questions, maybe 3% of the questions, I don't know. But we humans are, I don't know why this failed, sorry. Anyway, it was the last slide and it said humans rule. And I wanted to say that we humans will rule technology and technology is here to help us. Thank you.